Alrighty folks, welcome back for another episode here on the Shot Shell Reloading Bench. Today we're continuing with the 20 gauge loads. We're trying out some Federals with the high-ish brass. I don't know, Federal, it doesn't say if it's a Top Gun or what. We got Cheddite primers, International powder, Clay Busters CB1078 with 7/8 of an ounce worth of shot there. And I think that's it. We're going to get into it here. We've already test fired our Winchester holes. They were excellent. And now I'm trying to see whether or not these Clay Buster holes properly fit a straight wall case, regardless of being a tapered wad. So let's get into it. You know, you guys have seen this process a whole bunch, but we'll just run through it together and see how these load up. See if it's worth doing, see if they're worth saving, see if it's worth loading these up or not. With this specific load, at least. It appears so far that the Challengers and Monarchs, we don't get enough fill in our column here because they are in fact straight walls, so it doesn't taper down and fill up that volume, so it doesn't seem like we have enough here. Thus it'll cave in on our pre-crimp, and then we're not able to actually get a good crimp on them. And then if we are able to crimp, the points are way down inside, and it looks like, you know, they're about to start spilling out all the shot. So those were both a failure, and now we're trying to see if these Federals are any good or not. So we got our primer. We'll throw our powder here. Get a wad. That seems to seat nicely. I mean, the others felt fine so far. Drop your shot. And here again, with our fill, you can see it just above the wad and underneath the crimp, but is it too far below the crimp? And these are 8-pointers, so they're going to go on the back. The others were 6 points, this one's an 8-point, and we're going to try with the valley towards us because I always forget. Nice and easy on the pre-crimp. And slight bulging on the end there, but we'll try this. That actually felt really nice. Wow, folks, do we have an alternative hole to the Winchesters for this load? That actually looks pretty good. It is a little concave there, but it looks good enough to keep that shot from coming out. Let's try a few more and see what they look like. So far that to me is exciting because I have about as many Federals as I do Winchesters. So if they're able to load up, that's great. But we're going to have to test fire them first to see whether or not they actually seal the powder, or if it creates bloopers, or if we get powder migration. Any of those issues, well, you get mixing a tapered hole into a straight case. But if they load up well, that's a good sign, you know. We'll have to test fire them to see other than that. But these are going pretty smoothly so far. And I'm really hoping these will work because I found a bunch of them the other day at the range. And it essentially doubled my 20 gauge stockpile. Yeah, another booger. So if I can find a load they work with, perfect. Otherwise, we have to wait until some kind of other Federal style 20 gauge hole comes back online. Ew, what the hell happened there? Okay, that's a little off-centered, a little weird looking. And you can see our shot's already falling out. Yeah. Okay, well, that's not as good as we wanted. Well, okay, I'll save this one for later. We'll recycle it later. See if we can't get 2 out of 3 to be somewhat successful at least. And like I was saying in the last video, it's weird to me that 20 gauge often has high brass compared to 12 or whatever. Oopsie, need a primer. Yeah, it seems like 20 gauge, they all have high brass, except for the Winchesters. Is that just a quick visual identifier kind of thing? Or is that like, I don't know. Does that mean it's a game load, a hunting load compared to a target load? I've heard that before. Powder, wad, shot. Okay. Nice and easy. Okay, that feels about like it before we start squishing stuff. Nice and easy here. Man, so it looks like it's almost perfect, but we're getting a little pinhole up top. So it seems like once again the straight wall holes have a little too much capacity, so I'm guessing maybe a little more shot or a 1 ounce load would be really effective in this kind of hole here. We could probably do the fingernail polish trick, you know, if I'm just taking them to the range, but right now we're already dumping out shot. Well, dang it. I thought we almost had a replacement for the Winchesters. I guess not. We're going to not waste these components. No more primers to be wasted. I guess we got 1 out of 3. I can put that in the range box, right? But anyways, you can't win them all, I guess. And that's it for this episode. We're going to keep moving down the line. I think I have one more hole that we can try out. So stick with me and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.